This beautiful late spring morning, I stand before you as a child of Latino immigrants, a native of Queens, and whose father pastored here in Jackson Heights and in the Elmhurst area for almost 30 years. I stand here as one that ran through these very streets with my loved ones and friends. I stand here proudly as a New York City school teacher of 25 years, now serving in Far Rockaway, Queens. And more presently, I stand here with all of you and the next mayor of New York City, Maya. So as the son of this city, a son of immigrants, and a son of a preacher, and standing in front of all of this people power, I am reminded, and I remind you, that this city isn't going to change just because of one person. It will change because we are the change we are looking for. Yes! So, some of us as kids, we grew up with something called call and response preaching. Which just means I'm gonna need your help this morning. When I point at you and say, we need you, you say, for such a time as this. Let's try it. We need you. For such a time as this. Awesome. In the book, there's a story of a very brave woman who was called to lead. But there were forces seeking to destroy her light and destroy her people. She had to choose between her own comfort and the safety of her people, and stand in the path of those seeking to harm those in her community. And so when a friend and family member came to her with some very bad news, he tells her, we can't be silent anymore. We need you, Esther. We need you for such a time as this. And so here we are in 2021, in our own unique plight, an awesome set of challenges, just days before a consequential primary election. I am here to tell you there are forces in this city that believe that the best way to educate our children is to have one teacher for every 400 students.
No! That's a disgrace.
Eric Adams.
A disgrace.
While we all know that this is not the most optimal way for our children to learn and to thrive, and that they need smaller class sizes.
Woo! That's right, that's right.
We demand a reduction in class sizes and funding for our children. That's why we need Maya Wiley.
That's right.
And we need you
For such a
time as this. There are more sinister forces, special interest groups, greedy billionaires who are willing to give away our precious public school spaces, and they want them hijacked and taken away from the hands of the underserved and most vulnerable among us. They can't have our public school spaces. That's why we need Maya and we need you.
For such a time as this.
There are those who want to keep our city schools among the most segregated places in America. They'd rather keep their admissions tests and their screenings to ensure that they gain and benefit this broken school system, while grossly underserving the most vulnerable among us, especially in our Black and brown communities. Maya wants to eliminate high-stakes tests, the Jim Crow-like screens and barriers, and make sure that our children have access to advanced curriculum, not just in their academics, but also in the arts, to educate the whole child. That's why we need Maya and we need you for such a time as this. And so as I come to a close, I'm here to say that these are our streets. These are our city schools. We all want them safe, but we also know that we've approached policing in this city in a way that is inequitable and often dangerous to us. So I stand here in Jackson Heights this morning because I hear Maya's message that we can make our streets crime-free, gun-free, and safe, while still transforming and reimagining how we police our cherished communities. We must remove police from our schools and retrain safety agents.
That's right.
Maya is calling for at least $450 million of NYPD funding to go to the DOE to help train mental health services and to advance mental health services and expand our guidance counselors and social workers for our children. Why? Because we want to breathe.
Yes.
And that's why we need
Amen.
Maya, and that's why we need you for such a time as this. So as I close, if you don't mind, I'm going to speak in another tongue. Hermanos y hermanas, mis vecinos, los de esta comunidad, nosotros laboramos, trabajamos, queremos lo mejor para nuestros hijos, para nuestra comunidad. Les aseguro, si voten por esta mujer, Maya Wiley, el 22 de junio, ella tiene los mejores intereses para nosotros en mente y en su corazón. Por favor, voten por Maya Wiley. Let's take back our city. Let's be the change that it sorely needs. And on primary day, vote for Maya Wiley, for our children,